another video for the subject matter of let the birth rate tumble to hell. Let's talk about Italy and their newest move. Italy bans couples from traveling abroad for surrogacy. In a country with very low birth rate, this just seems silly, but why are they doing it? We're going to get into that. But first, just a reminder, here's some of the headlines. Births fall in Italy for 15th year running to a record low. Italy's falling birth rate is a crisis that's only getting worse. Italy's birth rate drops to historic low. So there's dropping to historic lows. But how low can you go? Let's plummet to hell. In 2023, the fertility rate in Italy was 1.2 children per woman, which is below the OECD average of 1.51. This is a decline from 2020 when the fertility rate was 1.24, even low then. In 2021 when it was 1.25. So it's been consistently dropping. Italy's fertility rate has been below the OECD average since 1960. The country's birth rate has been declining for 15 years in a row. And in 2023, the number of births fell to a record low. Italy's fertility rate is also one of the lowest in Europe, ranking third last. Some reasons that Italian citizens give for not having children include economic fear of losing their job and lack of services for families. Italy's falling birth rate is considered a national emergency, but successive governments have not been able to stop the decline. So let's talk about this newest measure. I'm totally sure that this is going to increase the birth rate or not. It's probably going to push it under Satan's balls. That's probably where it's going now. I love these really, really smart governments. Italy has made it illegal for couples to go abroad to have a baby through surrogacy. The move extends a ban on the practice inside the country to also include those who seek it out in places where it is legal, like the US or Canada. Those who break the law could face up to 2 years in prison and fines up to €1 million. That is 835,000 pounds and is over $1 million. The law proposed by Italy's far-right governing party is seen by critics to target the LGBT couples who are not allowed to adopt or use IVF in the country. The law passed by 84 votes to 58 in Italy's Senate on Wednesday. In a protest ahead of the vote, the law's opponent said it made it harder for people to become parents despite the country's declining birth rate. If somebody has a baby, they should be given a medal, LGBT activist Franco Grillini told Reuters news agency at the demonstration. Here, instead, you are sent to jail if you don't have children in the traditional way. This is a monstrous law. No country in the world has such a thing. The move is part of the socially conservative agenda of Giorgia Meloni, Italy's first female prime minister and the leader of the Brothers of Italy party. So they got a woman that is carrying the water for the patriarchy. She has described herself as a Christian mother and believes children should only be raised by a man and a woman. Meloni has previously spoken out against surrogacy involving LGBT couples, and anti-LGBT rhetoric was a key feature in her election campaign. In a speech in 2022, she said yes to the natural family, no to the LGBT lobby. Absolutely no gay people here. Y'all cannot be a parent here. In 2023, her government instructed Milan's city council to stop registering the children of same-sex parents. Meloni has described surrogacy as a symbol of abominable society that confuses desire with rights and replaces God with money. Her deputy, Matteo Salvini, has also called the practice an aberration that treats women like an ATM. The MP that drafted Wednesday's ban previously denied that it was designed to harm the LGBT people. Most people who use surrogacy are heterosexual. It would protect women and their dignity, said Carolina Varchi. Experts told the BBC that 90% of couples who use surrogacy in Italy are straight, and many of them hide the fact that they've gone abroad to have a baby. But same-sex families returning to Italy with a child cannot hide in the same way. LGBT couples previously told the BBC of their fears surrounding the law. Surrogacy laws around the country. So Italy, Spain, France, and Germany are among the European countries which outlaw all forms of surrogacy. In the UK, it's illegal to pay for surrogacy beyond the surrogate's reasonable expenses. The surrogate will be registered on the birth certificate until parenthood is transferred via a parental order. In Ireland, the Netherlands, Belgium, and the Czech Republic, it's not possible to get a court to enforce a surrogacy agreement. That this is the same in the UK, where a court would decide what is in the best interest of the child if there is a disagreement. Greece accepts foreign couples and provides legal protection to the intended parent. The surrogate has no legal rights over the child. However, Greece insists there should be a woman in the relationship, thus excluding gay couples or single men. The US and Canada allow surrogacy for same-sex couples and recognize them as legal parents from birth. The way some of these Christo-fascist people want to push gay folks out of their country is amazing to me personally, but maybe they don't need these people. Maybe they just don't. Maybe they can stand to hemorrhage more people as they try to push for a Christian society. It's not working in particular because they'll just push these people away. But what they're also doing is restricting rights of actual people, actual heterosexual couples that want to have babies as well. And it is just amazing to me, all of the things that they're doing, despite the fact that their birth rate is tumbling, is plummeting to the pits of hell. And they honestly kind of deserve it. Even when the leadership is a woman. These Christians, these Christo-fascists, they really despise freedoms. They really despise freedoms, and they show it all the time. Y'all join the conversation. Let me know. Are you on team let it plummet to hell, or are you on team let's have some babies or something? Join the conversation and let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Watch this next video. This woman is given the history of the falling birth rates in Italy. Very interesting. Go ahead and watch this.
Yeah, there is a pattern between decline in birth rate and also a decline in women's rights and an increase in right-wing governments. Let's get into it. Overall, the golden number for birth rate is 2.1. That's the ideal. Italy's right now is 1.24. Aside from about a decade in 1965 to 1975, for the last 65 years or so, Italy's birth rate has consistently been below the EU average. The biggest declines were from 1910 to 1920, aka right before Mussolini, 1925 to 1945, aka right before and during World War II, and 1970 to 2000, a couple decades before Maloney. So the background and political parties here, just FYI, the right-wing fascist party, Movimento Sociale Italia, slowly gained traction after World War II until 1992. Then it changed to Alleanza Nazionale until 2006, Forza Italia until 2006 also, then again since 2013, and also since 2013 Fratelli d'Italia, which is Maloney's party. So pre-Mussolini, 1880 to 1920, the birth rate in Italy was constantly declined by 1.72. Mussolini is elected in 1922. He has that famous Ascension Day speech in 1927 where he talks about the new goal for the country of increasing the population from 40 to 60 million for the sake of growing the empire. He also has a ton of restrictions during this time based on birth rate, taxing unmarried men between the ages of 25 and 65, banning contraceptives, creating prizes for weddings and births, limiting women's employment, and also removing what little local voting power they had gained in the last decade or two. Moving on then to World War II, birth rates dropped from 3.75 to 2.29 in 35 years. Then moving to pre-Maloney, birth rates drop again from 2.5 to 1.22 in 40 years. So low birth rate with Maloney and the party in Italy is a main talking point. So the Brothers of Italy party often use it as a tool to make absurdly racist and xenophobic statements about immigrants and refugees. They also use it as a dog whistle. She is constantly mentioning her relationship to her family and her relationship to motherhood in different speeches, announcements, press releases. She's also renamed the Ministry of Equal Opportunity and Family to, quote, the Ministry of Family, Natality, and Equal Opportunities, which has been setting off alarms as well. Her minister that she promoted, Eugenia Rochella, is an anti-civil union, anti-IVF, anti-abortion, and anti-same-sex parenting minister. Right-wing charities and political parties have also been on the rise in the last couple of decades in Italy as well. In May 2023, Meloni and the Pope made a joint appearance at an event on stage for pro-family organizations whose slogan is Quota 500,000, which was their target for the number of annual births in Italy to reach by 2023. Media has also hopped on this as well. In March 2023, the lifestyle magazine Panorama put on its cover a picture of Italy and various black and brown faces under the title Un'Italia senza Italiani, meaning an Italy without Italians. Statistics also prove this idea that birth rates rise where there are progressive social policies. Sweden, with its large paternity and maternity leave, social welfare provisions, etc., the birth rate is 1.84. Germany increased its birth rate from 1.3 in the 90s to 1.6 today through tax rebates, increased access to nurseries, extended school hours, parental leave. Even within Italy itself, there's an autonomous province in Bolzano near the border with Austria. They give 200 euros as a childcare benefit for children under the age of 3. They have assistance for first-time house owners, efficient educational healthcare services. The fertility rate in this province is 1.65, which is closer to that of Denmark and not Italy.